Okay guys, we're going to go through the big wheat today. We're going to be putting a gallon of product in here, and I'm going to show you how quickly it will go through this 1 gallon. Yeah, so this is the big wheat reach. We're just running 3,000 watts today because of the limited power that we've got here. So let me put everything together and then we'll go through this thing. As you can see, it's a water bath. So yeah, guys, when I'm talking, just mate, this is all about sharing, mate. I'm not teaching, so you guys can butt in, come up, walk through, chat. Okay. Just everything is on record, live, and around the world. So if there's something you want to keep private, keep it private. So it's going to be like Las Vegas. So until I give you the hands up and say we've got time, and we can't get in trouble. But anyway, yeah, you guys can butt in anytime, come up here and look. I don't care. This is all about you guys. Okay. The rest of it going around the world is just sharing information. Okay, cool. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, and when I'm talking, mate, I'll be talking to these guys if we're not talking. Okay. You can cut in, butt in anytime and ask questions. Anyway, guys, as I was saying, we're getting this started up. This is the water bath, so this is the bigger version of the weed witch. This guy is going to be, prototype here is a 2.5 gallon. We tried this at a 502 last weekend doing a tracer train. We ran 2,000 grams. I think we got roughly about 300 back of flour and 300 in oil. And we used about 7 gallons and we got about 6 gallons and 3/4 in return. So the recovery of the alcohol is great. This thing flies through it. It runs about, I've just jumped the breaker. Okay, so anyway, we'll go through everything. I'll put everything together now. I'm just going to go through with what goes on here and what can go on here. As I was saying about the crazy train, we did it at the 502. So the 7 gallons, we got 6 3/4 return. And the amount of alcohol we were dumping is around about 4 gallons an hour. Just a little over 4 gallons an hour. And that can change and vary by the BTUs you put in here. So you can run 3 5,500 watts, which would be 16,000 watts. So you know you're going to be pushing around about 10, 12 gallons an hour. Again, a holding tank like this, it wouldn't be worth it. You need a bigger version or like a 25 gallon plus. But anyway, I'll put this guy together. So this is our holding tank here. You know, you've got 2.5 gallons. It's 6 gauge, so stainless steel, just holds the heat really well. And the reason the water bath, it's because you've got no direct heating point on the oil. You actually, the temperature is pretty much balanced all over the place. So with coils, gas, if you're not displacing the heat, that heat is in one area, and you don't want that with a cannabis oil or a resin or any sort of oil, especially plant oil. You want to try and keep that directional heat off there by diffusing it. And I think water bathing is probably one of the best ways. And again, you don't have to use water. You can use anything as your medium to transfer the heat, oils, whatever it may be. Yeah, and as I'm talking, guys, if you've got any questions, you know. Okay.
What do you have in that alcohol?
What's that? In that? Okay, in this one is, let's have a look. It's an Afghan. Afghan, yep. And there's,
how much trim per?
How much trim did I have in that? I didn't bring out the notes with me. Afghan, it was about 400 grams. 400 to 500 grams.
Yeah. A gallon and a half or so?
Yeah, I would say that'd be, let's have a look. To tell you the truth, instead of me talking out of my ass, because I don't want to be showing up when I break this down and get the oil out of it. So I think it was around about 400 grams, I'm sure of it. And I did, use a gallon there. Because what I was doing is I was doing so many flushes.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're using a lot of alcohol, but then you're getting a lot of the product out.
So you keep it in there.
Yeah. Instead of soaking it, because soaking it for long periods of time can bring chloroform over.
That's the only method I've ever used.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we'll get this sucker clamped down. Okay, so you see the vapor coming out here on the side. What I've done with this is I've got a unit here that will condense that steam into a liquid and run it back down, so you never have to fill this. So this device here, pretty simple. Basically, it's just a heat exchanger. So as the vapor goes up, it hits the coils and then condenses that vapor back to a liquid. So all you do is just reticulating your water, so you never have to, fill your boiler with it. Again, you wouldn't need to do that if you're running an oil in there, but there we have it. And these versions can, like I said, I've made up to a 100-gallon boiler version, so any style, any size can be achieved this way. And it's safe. No BHO, no pressure. Guys travel from?
All up Tacoma area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not far.
Oh yeah, right down Route 512.
Yeah.
I have a friend that just lives about 5 minutes from here too.
5 minutes from here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we've been testing this sucker down with one of the 502, so it's really good to actually do something in big versions without having to worry about anything.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we're looking at getting the witch, the little guy.
Okay, yeah.
And possibly one of the essential oil stills later.
Okay. Oh yeah, another thing too, guys, I'll go through with the units of stills. So basically, the bigger versions will be going with your 4-inch Alchemus. Okay, so this is what's going to be knocking down your 7 to 10 gallons plus an hour out of it. But again, that'd be your wee witch that will have a holding bay of about 10 gallons plus. It just wouldn't be worth putting this one on it. But, so there we have it. That's going to be for the bigger version that's similar to this. And again, if you're doing large amounts of RSO or recovery of the RSO, this is a great way of doing it, guys, without ruining the oil. Okay.
Yeah, these two.
Okay, this is something.
Yeah, so the regular witch is a 1 gallon.
Yes, correct. 1 gallon. Yeah, and don't let that be intimidating either in any way, because even 1 gallon is amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you just wouldn't believe it, man. I've seen someone run, like a band of these, and then he just manifolds them.
Yeah.
And you just got to understand, one of them produces what, 3/4 of a gallon to a gallon, depending how you set it up. And if you had 10 of them all running at once, well, you're doing 10 gallons an hour.
Yeah.
And if you've got 80 milligrams or 80 grams in each of those, in that hour and a half, well, you just generated 800 grams. So, yeah, it's very scalable, very cheap to scale.
When will these ones be ready?
That's what I'm working on now. This one's going down to LA today.
Oh, wow.
This one that I'm using here, it's leaving today to go down to LA. I'm showing people down there, and so I don't know where it's going to go now.
Nice. What is it?
But you know what? I'm just so glad people are just interested about using alcohol.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
fired
the
up,
only way.
man. I'm fired up. You know, I just know what it does.
Yeah.
I've seen what it does. Yeah.
And sometimes the lab reports won't pick up what's going on in the effect, but the effect is so noticeable. The difference between someone smoking BHO to a full plant extract through alcohol and CO2 and all the other good stuff. Thc and all that crap.
Yeah, it definitely makes you believe there's some.
Oh yeah, there's something else going on, and yeah, more research needs to be done. Why alcohol does what it does?
Yeah.
You know, more research, absolutely.
How long does it take once we order the witch to get that? Is it made to order?
Look, we're just having problems getting the containers in. It's just one of those things when I'm getting someone else's pots and then reconverting the pots.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, anyway, it's just one of those things I'm having issues with, mate. Just you know, and then we had that strike on the pot on the bays.
Yeah.
No, it's just bullshit, mate. So me saying 4 weeks,
About a month, okay.
4 goes well, yeah. You know, it's just out of my hands sometimes, you know.
Yeah. No, yeah. You're
Now, if I'm building most of my bigger stuff, you know, inside, most of my parts don't come from China, they're built in the house, so that's good. But when you're getting stuff from overseas, it's pretty nutty, man. Okay, guys, so on this unit today, we're running a 2-inch. This is what is on the 1 gallon or the 1 gallon weed witch. It's a 2-inch Alchemist. You've got your condensing coil here, and you've got your turn tap for reflux, and that's where your thermometer bay goes. The reason I've got the glass tube on here today is, how can I better explain this? Basically, when this is cooking off in here, there's a lot of terpene profile in there. Sometimes when you're adding gauze or a copper mesh, sometimes you can lock down some of those flavors. I don't know why my power went off. Geez, don't you love it? Where's the law? Let's come back on again. But anyway, as I was saying, yeah, so there we have it. Lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, terpenes going up here. So basically the copper mesh interacts with your oils, especially those terpenes that want to leave, especially if you're running it really hard and you've got a lot of BTUs in here, you're going to be pushing a lot of alcohol up and out. And when you're pushing a lot of alcohol up and out and you've got nothing that's doing the fractionation there because you're keeping that temperature all the way through, you're going to lose a lot of your terpenes. So especially when you're getting closer to the bottom when you're condensing all those notes. So what I say is take very good notes, writing down what is happening, what's coming out, analyze it, weigh it, and then you'll better know how to use this machine. There's a lot going on in this, and if you really perfect it, you can make one of the best goddamn oils out there using a unit like this, meaning keeping all your profiles, your terpene flavors, everything. So this copper mesh, as the vapor runs through the copper mesh, there's temperature change here, and that's what you want, an interaction. And some of those terpene notes will fall back down, and what's coming out of the top is just your pure alcohol. Okay? But, we'll go through. We'll actually do a class on that on one day about fractionation and distilling, because you know you can get different temperature notes where you can have a turn tap pulling off those notes at different heights. But anyway, that's another thing. Make a great whiskey. Yeah, but how long have you been using alcohol for? Very long?
A few years.
Yeah. You
I
make your own or?
alchemical solutions.
Oh yeah, alchemical solutions, yeah. What are they charging you?
It's about $4.50 for a 5 gallon.
Okay.
That's
the organic
corn.
part.
That's the corn, yeah.
Yeah,
But you know,
yeah.
you pay $25 to the feds per gallon.
Yeah, I know, mate. $27.50, man, for every proof gallon. Can't you believe it?
And I was
is that a racket? Is that a racket?
To me, it was worth it though. I mean, I was losing it all to the evaporations.
Yeah. Well, you don't need to do that now. And that's it. When you recover and when you start to recover all your alcohol, sometimes your alcohol builds notes. So if you have one style of plant, you run that whole plant out of that alcohol, and at the end of running that plant, you smell that alcohol. There are terpenes. So
it just keeps
Well, yeah, and that's why when you get them and then you can run your still slowly over 24 hours, you take all the alcohol off and at the last couple of inches it'll be very condensed notes. And then when you get your next bit of weed, which is the same, as if you run all that product, you put that little bit of alcohol through your weed, which already has that huge terpene profile, and then you just let that naturally evaporate. You run it through your plant, let it naturally evaporate, and now you have a full plant extract. With all flavor modes, terpenes, everything. So you let that naturally evaporate, and now you have a true THCA. It's not activated. So it can be good for people that don't want to get stoned, or you can put a dab it, smoke it, put it in your rolling paper.
So you could use that little bit to clean out the oil that's on the bottom and then pour that out like that.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, we're down on. And showing you here, guys, is connecting these are very simple. These are flare fittings, so finger tight. And if it does drip after finger tightening, just basically get yourself a spanner and just anti-clockwise, clockwise, and so you don't turn the fine copper up top. So it's quite simple. You know, a lot of people say that. Anyway, I won't go there. I'm not going to say anything. I just caught myself.
Never mind.
Because sometimes I say things and I have to live with it first.
Especially when it's live.
Yeah, it's always recorded. So anyway, so there we have it. So we're running. Actually, here we go. I've already messed up. There we go. So yeah, that's only when we're just running the top head, not running a cooling condenser. So I'll get the one for the cooling condenser. And this is your secondary condenser. So as we're going up through here, condensing from that coil, there is a dividing tray in here, and then basically once that dividing tray fills up, then comes out of the turn tab. You control the turn tab. Once it's controlled through there, how much ever is coming through will go through a secondary condenser and then come out as a sometimes lukewarm to a very cold cold alcohol or material, depending on the flow of water you got through this. And another thing, if you're running warm water through this, like, I know it sounds really stupid, but some people do it. Running warm water through a condenser won't pull anything hot coming up. Okay, the colder you have this, it will cool down the product already coming up. So no warm water or hot water through the cold. I've got a blue coated, so cold water through that. And as we've got this guy on, come up to here, screw this into the top. So what we're doing, cold water's running through this, running through the liquid condenser, going through this unit, through the coil, and then we'll be leaving through the red, which is your warm. How much water do you use? Well, always feel the water coming out. If it's a lukewarm, it's a good indication that you're not wasting your water. It's actually, you know, you're utilizing all the energy usage of turning it from cold to a lukewarm. So if it comes out lukewarm, it's good. Too cold, it comes out too cold, you're just wasting your water. This has a viewing hole, so basically, so you can actually watch cooking down your oil. So it just allows you to see what's going on inside, so you can check it every now and again. It's just an LED. And another thing too, it's got a sample port. So, and that it's got many other things and uses for that as well. Meaning that you can pull a pressure or put a pressure in there. Sample port, you can just sample it all the way through. So if you have a long syringe with a needle end, and then you can just sample it up, you know, and you can test the fluidity of it, and if it's something that you like, then you can stop the run. So the good thing about this, you can sample it and see. Visual is very important, so you don't have to stop the machine to actually see what's going on. It saves you a lot of time. And you can use this as a filling port too. And if you want to get up and walk around and have a look at this, mate, you're quite welcome. And that's your viewing port there too. So basically, once that moves up, you can see it sit through there. So you can actually, so you're not stopping the run there. You know, you got to undo it all. You got to wait till it cools down. Once it dries out the bananas. And especially your sample port too. And even you can use this for many things. You can use it for continuous still. So that means you can have a line coming in, pumping in a gallon an hour in, and you're taking a gallon an hour out. So you can run it 24 hours. So there's many other things.
And is this new with this model?
Yes. Yeah. Oh no, well I haven't. This one I've been working on for a while, but which has been out for about, we started out probably 2.5, 3 years ago.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because you just need to know when it's safe and knowing all the pros and cons, flash points, So it takes a while, man, to get it to market because so many blockers out there.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. I mean, I've had people trying. The reason I'm not selling the tube anymore because people have been putting butane through it straight into my unit. I'm anti it, So that's why I'm going away without the glass tubes because with the old rig, which came with the glass tubes, stainless steel tubes, and I found a far superior way, which is the coffee pot. The 50 ounce coffee pot equivalent now. They're telling you it's all contained, the air doesn't get to it. Okay, we'll pour this sucker in. Yep, you can see it going in there. You can see the colour of it too.
Oh yeah, it's nitrogen.
So you can see how much it filled up. All that much. So you got, 1.5 of those again. Yeah. So look at that guy,
And the temperature is more important during the extraction process, is that?
Temperatures, depending on what you want.
Yeah.
Is it going to be for bait? Is it going to be for dabbing? Is it going to be
more
for
ingesting?
For ingesting? Yeah, temperature you can
play around with
it, -10 to -20, -30.
Because more of the smoking is cold, you want extreme cold.
Because you want to stop most of the constituents coming through, like your waxes, plant materials, chlorophyll.
So you're constantly keeping your alcohol cold, taking it out, putting it back in.
Well, you want to keep out the air, oxidization and all that. But when you have the plant material submerged, you already kept it in an environment on itself. So if you keep that environment without any air touching to it, you can extract a lot of that oil without it going green. At -15, -18 is the lowest I would go if you don't want the green coming through. And dry ice. Dry ice is great.
So cooler with dry ice?
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Dry ice is, dry ice is good. It is pretty expensive, but if you set your fridge up right, if you get a box fridge, or a test fridge, I should say, and then just basically go and get some pink foam from Lowe's or Home Depot, and then if you get an 8-footer, just segment your 8-footer into 1-foot segments, and so you can work in each of the bays without disturbing the other. And because if you have 4 blocks of dry ice, you've got each of those compartments now at -35 to 40 degrees. So it's called Fahrenheit. So and that's only cost you 10, 20, 30, 40 bucks, and that will last you 3 days. So you get all your stuff ready before you extraction. You utilize that $40 you put in dry ice.
And your starting material and the alcohol goes in.
Yeah, alcohol, I would always freeze that to -10 with the freezers. Don't take the energy out of the dry ice. Have everything brought down to -10, and then when you put the dry ice in there, let the dry ice, you take it from -10 up to that 30, 40 mark. Yeah, don't let, there's no need to have the dry ice cooling everything down. You cool everything in the freezer. Oh, you're wasting energy there, yeah. Yeah, the bottom dollar is how much stays in your pocket after you've done it. So yeah, and 3 days, you can get a lot done in 3 days.
So the dry ice will last 3 days.
Yeah, in those conditions, absolutely. Yeah.
And what you say you're putting it in the foam, the dry ice?
Yeah, well, you put the pink foam. The pink foam. What I do is I get my my $20 something in an 8-foot box freezer. Like it still works -10. And then when you get it, all you do is you get that. It's like 1 inch, 1.5 inch. Yeah, and then all I do is I do one sheeting on the inside. I do one on the bottom, and then what I do is then I segment it 4 lots. And then basically what I do is then I cut my lips for the top. So when I open up the freezer, and then actually with the top, I actually have at least 1, 2, 3 layers, and they're all cut at different sizes, so I can slide them down, lift up the lid, work in it.
So you're not opening really even more.
Yeah. There's no need to. Why do you want to disturb the other 3 when you're just working like that? And then if you want to go to one step further, is the Repco -85 fridges, where they have 5 segments, and then you can just work in 1 segment at a time. But there's many ways to skin the cat. Before you do it, ask me because I've probably done it.
Yeah.
And it didn't work.
You
just waste your money.
Yeah.
Because I will tell you, because I won't tell you something I haven't done, but what I have done and wasted money on, I'll tell you for sure. Don't go down that route. It's bullshit.
Did you use this machine to extract as well?
No.
For the plant matter? No.
You can do. We can fill this sucker up with dry ice or liquid nitrogen. I won't. Yeah, but you can. I prefer using freezing. Okay, I'm going to fire this up now. See what happens. So now, guys, this will take about another 10-15 and. Let's have a look. Okay, guys, I've just plugged another 1500 water in there, so now we're running 3000 watts. So it's going to start cooking that oil. I'll put some temperature gauges on.
To cool the plant matter and that'll go down so basically oil.
So this one, of course, is going to be for our water temp. Okay, we're at 198, says there. So this is going to be our temp for the top. This is for the oil.
Are you grinding any of the plant material up, or are you just putting it in as is?
Grinding it up. And that's a great question. You brought up a really important subject, my friend. Probably one of the most important subjects.
Now, do you use like
Good
food
interesting.
processor?
Yeah, I tell you, not many people need that.
Because I actually, when I would make mine, I do it all by hand, and mine's pretty dry.
So if you do it by hand?
Yeah, my hands are covered with resin.
Oh, yeah. You just, the Ninja. I don't know if you heard about it.
Yeah.
Vitamix, worst one. I don't know the Vitamix. But
Any kind of heavy duty one.
Yeah. Because of that, I love the Ninja because it's got 3 blades. The surface area is longer, so it's not pulling everything in the bottom here. Where if you're using a Vitamix, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
When you start cooking that material. Yeah, midges are the worst things for fruit, but the best things for weed. Yeah, God damn it. They should resell it as midge weed. You know? They'll sell a lot of, I can sell millions of their shit because it's the worst fucking thing for fruit. The weed, it's just great. And it even knocks the flower off the stem.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when you hit it for about 10-20 seconds, and then you just take out the big stem, and then you just grind it up again. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah, it is good. Okay, so we've got
Yes,
this
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, I mean, weird. It's still, yeah, and you have a container and the alcohol, you freeze it, and then you run it. Like you can, so basically when you're actually extracting the oil from the plant matter, you would pack the tower with the plant matter.
Absolutely.
And evaporate the oil up through. And then how often do you change the plant matter out? Like every couple
Oh, what do you mean for?
to refresh, so how long does it take for the alcohol to extract everything that's usable in like one of those sections?
Okay. So if we're filling out the paper trail in here, running alcohol through it, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You can. Really depends on the color coming out. Yeah.
Okay. So
If
you're all
there's
going
no-
off
if
kind
there's
of-
no color coming out, and it's the same colors going as the original alcohol you're putting in, then you know you've exhausted. So I always calculate that if I'm getting a good color exchange, and sometimes if I'm using the same temperature, like if you see me do my extractions on the thing, that yeah, I can use the same alcohol over the same temperature again and again, or I can just pour it through once, move it aside, or move that alcohol aside, start to empty, start to get my alcohol back, and then use new alcohol to put it through the temperature. And then, when you do that, it's you're breaking up and dividing the plant material. That's what I do. I like doing that because then I can segment my runs. Like if I do my first run, I have my 400 grams, I pour alcohol through it, I get my first run, I then filtrate it, winterize it, and with that same plant material, I get new alcohol and I pour it through again. So I'll probably do that 5, 6, 7 times.
Oh wow.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you see 5 and 6 has a slight line to it.
Yeah.
So you got 1, 2, 3, and 4. If you've got them good temperatures, and then 5, 6, starting getting that lineish green to it.
And so do you add those all together? So you run
good. So now you're being a connoisseur of wine.
So now you can either take the first grade, second grade, or
Now you have different grades, like batches. Absolutely. Yep.
And you're
they're all different.
You're just gravity feeding it. You just have a container.
Yeah.
Pouring
That's when I'm using them. But mainly now with those coffee pots, you just pour your alcohol in there, stir it, put the plunger down, let it sit, pour it out. I mean, it's so much easier. Dealing with the tubes, man. Cold temperatures, you're going to do the clamps. We've got gloves on.
So that.
Yeah. So the coffee pots are.
I have seen it.
Yeah. The coffee pots are the best way to go.
So it's actually evaporating the alcohol up through, right, and then recapturing.
You're not talking about this. You're talking about winterization, or you're talking about alcohol in the freezing, or you're talking about running steamed alcohol through plant material?
Yeah, running steamed alcohol through.
Okay, now that's totally different. Yeah. If you're not going to be able to pull any resin out of it.
Okay.
Alcohol won't carry it.
So you can't do it that way, extract. So
you can. Basically, you just all I do is if I had plant material in here,
right.
I would turn the tap off, and then I'd let it reticulate, meaning the alcohol comes through the plant material. It will go into the dividing tray, fill up the dividing tray, go and run down, and then it will run back down the plant material back in here. Absolutely. But see, the only thing you've got to watch out for is because you've got a purge block there. So that's why if you look at a Solix, like the glass stills from Germany, basically what they will do is they'll have a pipe here and a pipe here. So there's air breathing in between so you don't get a lockage here. because that's what will happen. If you have your alcohol going through the plant material,
And then
up here and then running back down, what happens, that alcohol comes back down, vapor's trying to come up, and there will be a place of equilibrium here. It will start to fill up, and then you'll see the alcohol fill up, and then purge out.
I gotcha. So the best method is just gravity extract it, freeze it, and then
Oh yeah, if you want to cook the plant material in alcohol, just put it in the pot.
yeah.
And what? Yeah. Look, man, I've blown some stills up like that.
Well, I mean, the way I'm used to doing it
literally blown up.
is basically soaking it, straining it, and then using that. So it's kind of the same concept, except you're not actually letting it sit. You're pouring the alcohol through it. So
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Better way.
Yeah. But reticulating, I love the reticulation's great. If you can run alcohol up and down over it, all you do is you just need a breather point between top and below it.
And I mean, that's getting more complicated.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and you know what? And it's a version. It's funny that you brought this up. It looks like it's bloody going to happen, doesn't it? Because people are asking for that version beyond this, so they can do that. And then, because you know what they're like. They'll probably put some 6-inch unit here and articulate it over the 6-inch unit. Who knows? I don't know. But it's very simple to do.
We'll be seeing that here.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, so now let me go here. Temps 125. Okay, now we're putting the glass light on. Still recording, yeah. So the temperature of the water, we're at 204. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait till the alcohol heats up, and then I'm going to turn it down or lock one of the elements.
No, that's actually what I have. So you could so we actually that is oil. Yeah. Look. That's the one that we were thinking. That's which is a 1 gallon coffee pot, right? Basically with
1 gallon coffee pot. Yeah, those ones are made in Taiwan, not China, which are better, but they are a lot better.
And it's got the alchemist tower.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, they all come with that. Yeah, and that's the most important thing, because you want to take out the risk of vaporization, leaving the unit. That's where you start getting into trouble, where it's not being condensed into a liquid back again. So yeah, the alchemists are great. There we go.
So I mean, you can extract it any way, but I think with sub-zero temperatures, I've never done that freezing. And is it now? Are you using dried frozen, or are you using fresh frozen? Have you done both?
Dried, frozen.
So like,
Do you dry the plant first, or do you leave it fresh and freeze it?
Dried.
dried's better, yeah.
Dried, yeah, because you got to understand moisture is
Water.
not a good thing. Because when you look at it, alcohol is a water-based solvent. So basically, the more water you put in it, the lower the proof goes down. So the drier the plant material, the less of that moisture goes into your alcohol. So it doesn't put the chlorophyll. And another good thing, the drier the material, super bone dry, and it pulls apart quicker. The alcohol will move through it more freely than if there was moisture in it. Because the moisture will lock up the THC.
So we want a good dry.
So
Dry the better, and powderized.
Yeah.
And there's different sorts of powder. You work it out, but it's better than having it
Finer the
powderized.
better.
Finer the better. Yeah, not coarse. Absolutely. It's all about
More surface
how
area.
much surface area touches the alcohol. Least exposure, least air. Okay, we're going to get this set up. Put it out down.
Yep. So, yeah, dry and powderize it.
Freeze it with
Yeah, you can do it so, like you say. You can
Okay, we're at 173, meaning that's 173 inside the canister.
That's where you want it.
Yeah, 173, yeah. You can have a look in there if you want, guys. I'll turn this around so you can see it. But the thing's boiling inside now. There you go. Just another round of boiler. Pretty nice, huh? Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
Get the water on. Shut that door. You can open up one of those windows if you could.
So you can actually plug it in to double outlets and get it going quicker.
Absolutely.
How much water do you fill?
How much water would I fill?
Yeah.
Which part?
The water bath.
The water bath? As long as you're covering the water elements, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, so that water's cooling the
The condenser. Yeah. Yeah. So I was supposed to do this way earlier, but I didn't. I was too busy binge shooting.
So you
see all that for a tick, mate?
Yep. So typically you want to have the water going before the alcohol's boiling.
Oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And you know what? It's just like water baths heat so differently.
I would use it ceramic crock pot to evaporate most of it off, and then a candle warmer for like 48 hours.
Yeah.
But I got it down to 70 parts.
How much?
70
Oh,
parts.
that's good, man.
Tested here actually.
70 parts is good, brother. Yeah, very good.
But you know, I'm here to collect alcohol. You know,
Yeah.
like, spend enough on alcohol to have bought already.
Well, it's expensive, man.
Yeah.
It's money, you know.
Yep.
Okay, I've lost the bloody thing out of this one, mate. Can you come over here and give me a hand, brother?
Oh yeah.
Just the
Lost the washer?
Yeah, the washer came out.
crimp it.
There we go.
You crimp it?
He's a lad. Beautiful. So we don't need all that much water. And then when you tighten off, you don't tighten back too much. Because it's This is very soft copper.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so all you need to do is just a slight bit of pressure. That's it from there.
So you're just constantly running the water through it.
Yep, you can reticulate it if you want. If you don't want to go through new water wasting it, just put it in a 20-gallon container and just pump it and just keep recycling it. And put, ice in there. Yeah, so you don't have to waste water. Especially coming from a place like Australia where you don't have much water.
How long has it been over here?
I've been here now 10 years, 12 years. Okay, so now water's coming out. That's the amount of water. Not much. And you can go half that.
And you have full pressure?
I don't need full pressure.
So you're controlling it?
Yeah. So now we're going to run it. Okay.
What kind of oil do you expect from this batch?
From this one?
Like a smokable?
Oh, this is better.
Big oil? Like something compared with
Yeah, this will be a vaporable product, okay?
pretty concentrated. What is the highest you've tested at?
93. But I don't think it's about how high you get something. I really don't.
Yeah.
Some numbers show high, but they don't do what lower numbers show. Why
Yeah,
is it?
isn't that amazing? I love.
You know what I mean?
I love how that happens.
I mean, like Gary's got some of that stuff that comes in all these, but it didn't happen.
Yeah, man.
I don't think they understand all the numbers yet.
I can give you a smoke that's 55% now.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, maybe it has something we don't
It's
really
really
know.
not really interesting.
The numbers don't really tell
It
everything.
doesn't, man. I think it's the extraction method. I think how much of the plant did you extract from, and what style of plant is it?
Yeah, we have a few. Half of our outdoor stuff is the CBD. So
CBD?
I'm kind of excited to see the oil.
So what CBDs you got?
I have Pennywise, Canatonic, and Sour Tsunami.
Oh, they sound nice.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, man? What you just mentioned there, I'm doing as well. I have about 26 different types of high CBD. 18 to 1, 20 to 1.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so really cool ones, man. So I'm really looking forward to this. It's to grow some really nice CBD, man. And I've got them in a greenhouse, and they're under lights as well. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah, so they're getting full spectrum, man.
Yeah, we just are in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
Greenhouse right now. And we force flower them, so they should be down here in like 2-3 weeks.
Oh yeah, cool. Yeah, I should be done in about 6, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a pain to cover every night.
Oh yeah, man, I did that last year. But see, this one, I still got a pellet stove. So it's dry, warm area.
Yeah, the dehumidifier.
Yeah.
That's
Cool.
it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy, man. Washington's not friendly
No.
to weed unless you got
Are you going from seed or
autoflower.
cuttings?
Some were from seed.
Seed.
Yeah,
I
some
think
were-
next year I'm going to do all
Seeds really took off quick.
Yeah.
That's what his
They're
are
healthier. They just have not much more.
Yeah, they do. There's more vigor. Yeah, absolutely. I see that.
Yes.
Okay, so we're running one element. We're probably running about probably 3/4 of a gallon an hour. I'm just going to fire it up a bit. Yeah, nah, seed is definitely better.
Yeah. medication. He's on seizure, having a seizure at least once a day. Took the oil and hadn't had one, in 10 days or something like that.
Oh, what?
Yeah, he had to quit his job and everything. So it was a pretty cool story.
Wow.
And he's not even taking it up. He's a heavy set guy. He's like 300 pounds, but he's not even taking it up to get him really high. Just enough to stop the seizures. So he thought it wasn't working at first. He's like, I don't feel anything.
So can you tell me the percentage you were using?
I told him to take basically a 1 milliliter of a syringe, so 1/10 of a gram, and he didn't feel it, so he took like 2 mils. Got pretty stoned. His wife said he had a real, it's like happiest she'd ever seen him. Well, we told him to go back to the lower dose and see if that worked, and so now he's at that lower dose and with no seizures.
You know what? I love what you just said. So he took a double dose, got a pig.
Yeah.
The endocannabinoid system knew what was going on, reissued everything, knew what was going on in the role of the dose.
Yeah, we went back to the first one.
That's cool, because what you've done is you reinstigated the endocannabinoid system, and then it's like you kickstart everything. Yeah, it's really interesting to say that. So,
how many seizures?
He was,
even
with the medicine, he was having at least one a day.
And they said that.
Yeah, and I mean, this was, I haven't spoken to him in maybe a week and a half, but he hadn't had one in 10 days. So, and that was not even a CBD oil.
isn't that beautiful, man, how he can give somebody back? I mean,
Yeah.
what's that? I mean,
And this guy doesn't
come
even
on,
smoke
man.
weed,
Is that,
does he?
No, he had never.
He's never smoked weed.
He got his card and got.
you hear that out there, guys? I want you to hear this. Okay, you little bastards. Bloody government. I mean, I fucking hate the government.
Yeah, no, it
I
was.
really do. Look, guys, hear this. You hear this? Anyone out there with seizures, I'm telling you, just please try it.
Yeah.
Get off that pharmaceutical bullshit.
Yeah. No, he was on it. And the sad thing is the stuff he was getting from. He went to a few collectors and never had a card. It wasn't working. Unfortunately, mutual friends.
Isn't that great, man? I'm telling you, what a gift, huh? You can give someone a gift that keeps on giving, man. Isn't that great?
That's the only. That's why I'll never stop.
Yeah, I think it's great, mate, to give somebody back, just imagine, I even heard this story even in Portland. A man was in a coma for 7 years, and then his lovely wife had beat cancer, used the cannabis to beat the cancer, and then she asked the surgeon, can we try that on my husband? She said, well, no, you have to get him a medical card, right? So they got the medical card, and they had put some in his mouth, and he woke up. 7 years, man. He hadn't seen his fucking family, kids, grandkids. It's really interesting. So I think more research has to be done there. That's why the DEA and the government made it a Schedule 1, so you can't research it. Aren't they bastards, mate?
Yeah.
Because they knew what they were going to find. Let's stop everyone. Let's Schedule 1. No one can research this shit. Because you're all going to get too fucking healthy.
Yeah.
And I've been even now, talking to some doctors. They're even seeing marijuana as something that you take every day, such a small dose that it becomes something that is, it's like a preventative. Yeah. Because we live in a toxic world. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if you eat healthy. Mate,
the chemicals.
You are, mate. You don't know that Joe Blow down there what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And so amazing. And what that dosage, I don't know. To have something every day, either it's going to be predominantly a CBD2, which is going to be CBD for the body, through the lymph nodes, because you want to clean out the system. Yeah, it's coming out now. Okay, guys, we've probably bumped it up to probably 2 gallons, maybe 2 gallons an hour. It's coming out when it starts to do it at this speed. You're about between 2 and 3 gallons an hour. And we're running 3,000 watts. And terpene profile is going to be pretty big. Yeah, it is. It's coming through. A little bit.
So the slower the better.
Slower the better, yeah. I'm going to floor this and have this done within the next half an hour. This will be done and you'll see the oil. Yeah, so what's happening is I've got so much vapor speed going up there, and it's just taking the topes with it.
Is that just because of the temperature?
The temperature, it's the velocity. Yes, the beach you use, the more energy I'll put in there, it's more energy it's gone into the alcohol.
What's the lowest temp you can run it at?
Well, the lower the temp you can run it at any temp. Just means the lower the temp, the longer the duration it's going to take to evaporate the alcohol.
You found a nice balance?
No.
No? So you just kind of
Not
been
yet.
testing?
Not yet. Not yet. I've written down lots. It's depends.
What do you
depends
not
on-
want to go to?
What you don't want to go to is yeah. What don't you want to go to?
Like never go above 200?
Yeah. Not even 180.
180? Okay.
Not even 178, 176, 177, 176. I say 176. But then, you know what? Temperature's going to reflect the proof of your alcohol anyway. So when you look at it, alcohol won't get any hotter or change any temperature other than if it's 190, it's always going to be 172, 173.
I got you. So I'm running like 95%.
Yep.
170.
Yep. Yeah, correct. But yeah, so always, temperature's always going to reflect. 173. And if you come here, I'm going to show you what reflux is too, guys. You see the alcohol coming down to that?
So you can turn it off.
That's the benefit of what's coming down there. Now what I'm doing, just remember me saying that you filled it up with your plant potato, and you had all the alcohol when you had the plant potato, the alcohol coming down. You get about 2 to 3 gallons an hour coming down out of that plant potato. That's why you need to have that up there. So that's it. So now we're just reticulating the whole process. Now we'll open it up. And another thing too is the slower, the more you return back down is a reflux ratio. So if I only have 10% coming out and I have 90% going back down, well, the reflux is going to be 90%. The reflux in that 90% back down, and I get 10% out. Okay? And then you keep a lot of your equipment, but then again, you're going to
It's going to take
24 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah. You just got to find your even medium.
And what exactly are these? Because these aren't. This is just for the bigger still, right? So those aren't needed on the little.
No, they're condensers.
But that's just cooling. Copper cooling, the condensers are cool.
The water. Yeah. If I turn them on, you'll see all the water running back down. I've just left them on time to put a little bit of steam air coming out. It's amazing. It's still efficient. I've got nothing on it well.
Yeah.
So steam always 212, 211, 212.
These are all the little witch too.
Yep. You can see the bubbles getting nice and tight. So yeah, the tighter the bubbles, it can represent two things, meaning that you're losing a lot of alcohol coming out, just the resin itself. So the bubbles are, well actually, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. When we get to the smaller bubbles, I'll tell you what's going on.
Yeah, I would always very contributing.
Yeah, very true.
But yeah, like you said, you can use it. It's almost like your alcohol almost finer with age, right? Because even if you use the last few inches to put the terpenes back, basically every time you run another.
Yeah, when you're running multiple batches through your alcohol, yeah, just keep an eye on it, you know. And yeah, so it can get really, really, really smelly.
And in a bad way?
No, not just smelly, you know, it's especially skunky.
Yeah. Is this your own alcohol?
No, that's alcohol that I get from a place in Haiti, California. Yep. We're paying about $3.50 for 5 gallons. Yeah, they're Hayward, California. It's called Gold Shield Distributors. Yeah, you should write it down. Yeah, Gold Shield Distributors. Yeah. Yeah, they'll deliver to you. If they want to deliver to a residential, it has to be a business.
Okay.
We've got business stuff we don't have.
Gold Shield Distributors?
Yeah, Golden Shield. Yeah, GLD and SH, the ILD distributors. Haywood, California. And you just speak to a guy there. I speak to anyone at their time.
Yeah. I've dealt with the alchemical. They're just kind of the persons I found.
Yep. Yeah, they're in Portland.
Yeah, I think like Eugene or Portland. I'll worry you. Yeah, so I would, when I was doing mine, I would put it on a coffee, a little candle burner for a few days, and like a little stainless steel cooking pot once you get down to a couple inches, and then I'd stick it on the stove and do a couple drops of water and the bubble, until it kind of stopped bubbling, and then that would be the final product. But yeah, it definitely took a couple of days. It was a little long process.
But you come out nice.
Yeah, it came out nice.
So you got a 56 on that one you said you brought here?
Yeah.
So did it have anything in it? Was it CBD or?
So it's mostly a THC. It did have I think 2% CBD or something like that, but they weren't no strangers CBD.
Cool.
Yeah.
And did you winterize that?
I didn't know. No, it was basically I just soaked the alcohol, boil it off for like 24 hours, and then took that on a candle burner. The last little bit for like another 24, and then clean, and then just for a few minutes on the stove, a couple of water drops.
Okay.
So, it would take me basically like a whole weekend, and I'd get about 90 grams out of maybe like 2.5 pounds, 3 pounds of plant material, and like 2 gallons of alcohol.
2 gallons of alcohol?
A gallon and a half.
What sort of plant material?
Sugar leaf and like buds, trimming, like the smaller
Yeah,
stuff. Basically
yeah.
stuff you wouldn't be able to, which I didn't.
So you're getting 2 pounds, you get 90 grams, and 2 gallons. So have you had it tested, like the flour tested, to see what percentage of THC is in there? See, I don't do any runs unless I know the flour.
See, I never got to really that point. I was kind of just a small.
Okay. So you get 90 grams, you're getting 2 pounds. So that means, so if we're running 2 pounds, so that's what, say 900 grams. So you're about 10%. Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty good.
Well, for sugar leaf, sugar leaf can be anything from some asshole that's shocked the fucking sugar leaf and then gives it to you and you fucking get.
No, it's all my own stuff and it's 100% organic.
Yeah,
it's not.
That's how sugar leaf should be.
Okay. Now on all our stuff that I just told you about, it's going to be 100% flour. What kind of return would you expect on something like that?
I don't know the alcohol gets everything. That's what I love about it. It gets everything. Because when you look at it, I I had integrity testing test everything for about 2 years. I mean everything. I mean I've got filters in here, we tore them apart, they tested it. Whatever was in there, we tested it. To find out what where we're losing it, or where's it being caught, or how much, where did it go? And then testing the plant material. If it's a plant material, you can exhaust that all the way down to 1% THC left in the plant material.
See, I believe I was
Pretty
wasting a lot too, because I'd just dump it out and still be kind of wet, you know.
Yeah. Look, mate, it's geez, I tell you, you want to exhaust. See, if you do those individual pools. Well, let me start there first. If you sit plant material in alcohol for 3 days and you agitate it 3 or 4 times a day, after that 3 days you basically saturated totally everything in there, if you don't have an agitator.
Yeah.
And after that 3 days, if you tip most of it out, you've definitely taken off 90+% of the cannabinoids from that plant material. And that's a 3-day soak at room temperature.
Yeah.
You know, and then again, you know, it'd be great to get really more precise, but it's just more test results and more money.
Yeah, it's just more.
So 3 days was great, and then basically if you're using cold temperature, I say agitation, cold temperature, and just keep flushing it. Keep flushing it. The more times you flush it, the more cannabinoids you pick up every time you go through it. To a point where the alcohol, I get it to around, it's just almost brown.
Yeah.
Looks like honey brown. I mean, gnarly shit. And then I filter it, winterize it, and it comes out beautiful, pristine, thick gold. And then you know and that's what you'll learn through the experiences. When you do it over and over again, you'll see your alcohol is not changing colour.
Yeah.
So it means there must be a point of saturation where the alcohol is not picking up new cannabinoids, or it's exhausted what it's getting at. So then, after I've done that, then I'll bring in fresh alcohol, and I do the same thing again, and then I keep flushing it. Flush it 3 or 4 times, and then that's my second batch, and then I'll probably do that batch, third batch, or the run alcohol through it. And if you calculate all the different pools, there's probably about 10 pools, or 10 interactions that you've done with that plant. So and then if I've done that in that fashion, yeah, I can exhaust everything all the way up to leaving 1-2% THC left in the plant. Because you know, you pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, why would you want to leave something there you spend 6 months growing?
Mm-hmm.
It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And then again, that's why I say I use my stem, I use everything.
Yeah.
I don't have no tricks.
Actually,
I just get the plant, that's it. Just don't mess about.
leaves, everything. Yeah.
Everything, stem.
Yeah, I've juiced it.
Man, well, that's it, but you got to look at the plant. Why the families have different quality of trichomes on them?
Yeah.
They're totally different makeup.
And I've heard even like in veggie, plants can have up to 5% CBD in just the leaves. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of people juice the leaves.
Yeah, juice the leaves, and you know, it depends on the fashion that you grow and what you've sprayed. Everybody haven't sprayed any bad fucking things on them. But you know what? Keep your families when you're doing like a pruning, when you're coming up and you want to get rid of the big families that are shading mostly internal growth. Take them off, keep them, and add that to your plant extraction. Yeah, everything, man. Everything. I waste nothing. I mean, look at those trichomes on the stems. And you add up all that surface area of all the resin glands and all the stem of everywhere. You don't want to waste nothing, man. That's why I say, get that plant, cut it, hang it up, and just leave it. Or you can do it with the roots of it. Yeah, I don't waste nothing, man. Shit, man. I don't waste nothing. Because I tell you what, it does something to me off. It really does.
Yeah.
You know, that total effect of the entire plant is totally different than someone who's smoking the flower.
Yeah, I've never found anything comparable to the alcohol oil as far as medicinal value goes.
Medicinal values, absolutely right. But you know, the medicinal values of what alcohol pulls from the plant, it's been used for thousands of years. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
It's, you know, you look at all the essential oils that come from, I mean, the really top-notch essential oils, they're all extracted with absolute. It's an absolute extraction, absolute alcohol.
See, we're looking into actually starting a
doing some lavender stuff. And
Get lavender and some herbs.
what do you think of that?
You want something there, guys? If you grow lavender, then you
My wife's really into it.
well, you add that to your vapes. All the stuff you grow. You know, like if I'm going to get organic lemons, limes, I've been them down. I'll squirt that back in. You know, maybe 100 milligrams to every 1,000 milligrams. And that's your food, or whatever you've grown, or whatever you've bought, you can reissue. So you're not buying that oil from someone, somewhere in China, which is lavender, not lavender.
Yeah. Exactly.
Bullshit.
Yeah. No, we know what. Yeah, we know how it's grown.
You know how it's grown. And you can reintroduce those terpenes, and if you, and then there's not much variance between
Because you can water
a
this.
limey and a limey. For
Yeah.
lime's limey, you know, from marijuana or
Yes. I never thought of that.
yeah, absolutely. And you know, like there's different. Yeah, when you start looking at terpenes, then there's different terpenes in there, like alpha-pinene and myrcene and all that actually act as a delivery tool for your high.
Yeah,
So
right.
the more you have in there, the more like the place where it passes the blood-brain barrier adds to the life.
Papaya enzyme.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
pretty-
yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
Isn't
one.
that interesting, huh? Have you done that?
Yeah, I did it once, and I didn't really do it again. It was too strong.
Too strong?
My wife had some from when she was pregnant. I don't know what it was for, maybe digestion.
Yeah, digestion. Yeah.
But yeah, it definitely helps. I suppose you could lower your dose and take papaya extract or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
It definitely
Yeah,
helps.
that's the enzyme, the high enzyme.
Metabolize it better.
Yeah.
That and coconut oil is like.
So what did you? So did they mix the papaya and the cannabis oil
It
together?
was just a pill, and I just ate it with it. And
Yeah.
ate an edible.
Yeah, I love the enzyme, papaya enzyme. I love it anyway. It's so good for you.
Yeah, and coconut oil, like I've made edibles with the alcohol oil
Yep.
and dissolved in coconut oil instead of a place of butter. And it's activated, or you basically metabolize within like 45 minutes. You know, it's fast acting.
Oh wow, that fast.
Yeah, with the coconut oil, because the medium chain
Yeah,
triglycerides.
the liver doesn't have to do so much work to break it down. But Jesus Christ, man, some of the funny stories that me doing all this crazy stuff, because 3.5 years ago, man, I didn't know too much about cannabis. Anyways, they were starting this, man, I'd gassed myself out a few times. I mean, I got so messed up, man. I mean, crawling into a crawling
Yeah,
session.
be careful,
Can
you
I
don't
make it to the
realize.
house? Can I make it back to the house? I mean, I'm spaced out, seeing fairies, I'm
Yeah,
flying,
yeah.
Jesus, get it together.
Yeah.
And the first time it happened, I thought I was having an aneurysm. I thought I was dying.
Yeah.
My family was in Miami, and somehow it got in my system, fuck if I know how. And I went to my house and I was not feeling all that well, so I thought I'd just lay down for a second. I'm out of my body, man. What the fuck's going on here? I thought I'm dying, my family's not here. I can't find my phone, I don't even know where my phone is. And I'm on my hands and knees, man. I'm flying everywhere. I'm dying, man. I can't even find a pen to write a letter to my family. You know, I couldn't anyway. I was out of it. But then I just thought, okay, whatever. And then I thought, I must be stoned. Because I'm still here, you know. So I could relax a bit, you know. But geez, man, I was out of it.
A few minutes there, at least.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
So I fully understand when people get misdosed.
Yeah.
Because I hear a lot of horror stories about creating Delta 8. Some dickheads are creating Delta 8 and not fucking knowing what Delta 8 is, which is a non-psychoactive part of Delta. You've got your Delta 9, which gets you high, Delta 8, which doesn't, and you've got your Delta 11, which 1 microgram will put you on planet 9. Yeah, so when you look at that, cannabis here, it's got many faces. And getting back to this plant, man, I'm telling you, we know nothing of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
we've only been told to smoke the bud.
yeah.
I mean, amazing. and there's so many different ways this marijuana can be introduced to the body. And it has a different healing outcome on the body. You know, like smoking it to taking it up the backside, it's a totally different process.
Yeah.
Bypassing the liver, lungs, through the lower bowels, prostrate, all those things. Absolutely. Even sciatic nerve disorder, just everything. Leg problems. And then making a body rub. I do a body rub. And in coconut oil. Because, you know, every hair is a medical tool.
My wife has some cream and I mean, her shoulder hurt, and 30 seconds, it doesn't hurt.
Yep.
She says it's amazing. She swear, and I mean, she doesn't smoke weed either, but she puts that on, and it will take care of it like that.
We make a cream that's got an agent in there that will help deliver it through the skin much quicker. And you know, I rub it on my body predominantly, not every day, but nearly every day. And just after my shower in the morning, and I'm telling you, it just relaxes the body. My joints. I had a lot of injuries from sport, and I never knew cannabis could do that until I had one lady that I was sharing with and giving her oil for her problems. And she looked at me, you're taking your own oil. Because I was watching what was happening to her, and I'm thinking, it's not hurting anymore? You gotta be shitting. So that's it, that's how I found it. Now I don't have any knee problems. I mean, what the fuck? How does it do that?
Even the root, I made a balm with the root. And it'll take, if you have a burn, it takes the pain right away. Burns, scratches, that's just with the root.
I'm going to talk to you about the root after this goes offline.
Yeah, people are throwing that out.
Oh man, you never want to talk about something out. Oh yeah, when this is finished, I'm going to talk to you about that. But that's interesting, man. I'm telling you, isn't it an interesting plant? It really is.
It's the power plant.
It is, mate. Look, there's so much to it. It's, I think, this is, I mean, me just thinking out loud, is I think it's, you know, you hear a lot of these people that want to push pharmaceutical people, because I still watch their fucking videos, as assholes they are, saying, oh, even fish in the sea has an endocannabinoid system. You fucking idiots. Everything has an endocannabinoid system. Fish used to fucking crawl on the land. You know, their argument is so stupid. Why does it have an endocannabinoid system? Well, it's part of us. So, but we're getting back to endocannabinoid system. I'm telling you, we know nothing about it. Have you seen it lit up on a CAT scan? What it is? Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I mean, I've read about it. I mean, I know the mother's breast milk.
Mate. It's through the whole bone marrow, through the rib cage. I mean, your whole body's amazing, man. I mean, the whole liver lights up like a disco ball, then the liver, then bone marrow, you've got the spleen.
So it's everywhere.
Oh man, the brain is a disco ball. I mean, the connections in the brain are just phenomenal. And you know, the funny thing is, it controls so much part of the body. Why weren't doctors ever told? We know that answer. It gets back to 1880 and it's about the roots. That's where it all started, man. If people get too well, we can't have that, can we? Assholes. Yeah, I wish I'd found this earlier because I lost a real dear friend 6 years ago. And that's what got me on this journey, you know, so. Silver lining in the cloud, mate. It's just, it's amazing just to show something so simple. Once you get their what would you say? Their marijuana madness attitude. Out of the way. Once you got that out of the way, it's
All misconceptions.
Misconceptions, they are, absolutely. Just and people are very angry at their doctors. Sometimes it's not their doctor's fault. They got in there to help people, and they were never told about. Really crazy, huh? So you know, I get people that get well, they go back and beat up their doctor. Don't beat them up, man. Show them a video. Okay, where do we go?
My wife's cousin, Cameron, he was making, his mom had breast cancer, and he researched how to make the alcohol oil, and she did it for like 6 months, and it completely went. she actually, I think she ended up actually getting the surgery
You know
just
the
to make
process,
sure.
don't you?
So she,
Do you know what?
I think it, I mean, stopped it from spreading. I don't know.
This is amazing. The endocannabinoid system, when it works with something like a CB1, CB2 that's been delivered in the body, either through smoking, whatever fashion you put it into your body, what happens is there's a key lock exchange. It's really cool, man. So what happens when that stuff is entered into your body? There's a key lock exchange and there's a peptide. And what's happening is it's telling the cancer to kill itself. It commits suicide. Cancer is committing suicide in your body. It's been programmed to kill itself. That's what cannabis does within the cannabinoid system. Why is it not on the TV screen? Why is it not on the fucking national news? The actual marijuana tells the cancer to kill itself. So you got this toxic build-up. You know when you're using all these silly things that your doctors give you, all this toxic build-up, body can't flush anything out. This cannabis, man, is amazing because it regulates motion and what goes out of the body, the cleaning, it's just
That's why
amazing. It just works everything out.
It is upsetting that people are making extracts, you know, that still have heavy metals and residuals and stuff, and people are taking those as medicine.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
I tell people, you're fucking doing that, make sure when you're doing that, have a 5-pound hammer next to you. Every time you do that, fucking hit yourself.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid, man.
Yeah.
It just
I
does
mean,
not make
anything
any
you're
sense.
putting butane and shit like, you don't want that in your body.
No, I asked them, why don't, if it was so damn good, why aren't they doing that extractions with the good essential oils that you're putting on your skin? And you're putting that in your fucking lungs? I mean, my God, it drives me bananas.
Yeah.
You know, but hey, you know what? I'm learning as well, and I'm wearing more velvet gloves and I'm dealing with people with butane. I want to win them on my side just so they can pay attention.
No, this is awesome what you're doing. I just found you by a search, you know.
Yeah, and I just want, you know, and it is because we're all in this together.
Yeah.
They're only doing butanes because that's what they know.
Yeah.
So I reckon let's move everyone over, let's get big fridges and do it the right way. Because the more people we got doing alcohol, man, the better this industry is going to get.
Yeah.
Can you just imagine when you got 100 people like yourself, and you're all sharing different ideas, and we're all very competitive in a way of making a good product. I think it just makes us even better. So, and that's why I like sharing, because when you know it, hey man, I can't wait for you to clean my slate. That's how it works out.
Yeah.
There's nothing better than what we're
No, absolutely, brother. And you know what? This paint doesn't belong to fucking anyone.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Yeah, so
I mean, that's
so we've got about another 10 minutes and it's done. So 174. So that means what's happened is because I sat this material in my fridge for a long period of time, it did pick up moisture, so it's probably got a little bit of water in it. Yeah, a little bit of water. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting, man. It's alcohol's amazing, and you know what I found? Alcohol is just not alcohol. Red wine alcohol extraction, you know, like it's totally different to something that you have in integrated spirit, like EGS. So it's been derived from stainless steel ethanol plant fuel. Totally. So yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody that knows more about chemistry will know why red wine is a better extractor, or it just the actual resin turns out not nice.
So even taking a red wine and distilling it to a higher proof?
So high proof, yeah, you can go, that's what I do. I go and get a tote, 270 gallons of red wine, and then you distill that down.
What is that?
You get you about 50 gallons, depending on the percentage. Yeah, if you knock it, that's actually coming out in brandy when you knock it down to a higher proof. Yeah, depending on the percentage, 8 to 14%, you'll end up with probably 35 gallons of one line. And you know what? There's many wineries and they're over yield this year. You know that, don't you? We got more grapes than times a year.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Oh man, Jesus Christ! I mean,
so you contact the wineries and get that directly.
I would be doing that now. If you want red wine, because yeah, they got a lot of fruit, and sometimes they're not going to be able to barrel everything. So maybe that's what they do. They dump it. You know, that's your apple juice as well, your cranberry, red wine, yeah. Because all those things can be fermented. And if you can make your alcohol for nothing, well, that's what it is, isn't it? And then you just get it, when you start to make big batches, just get a TTB license. Costs you nothing and takes you 2 months to get that. Easy. And you make up to 10,000 gallons a year.
Do you have any vehicles converted, did you say?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I Jeep. Jeep Cherokee, yeah. Yep, and a push bike.
You had a push bike? I wonder how hard it would be to do it like a tractor.
$60 a gallon.
Like a tractor?
Yeah.
Convert anything.
Anything, man. Yeah. Absolutely. Generator, you know, you got to change your floats and everything there because those assholes, again, they've changed certain things there. It doesn't like alcohol. So alcohol will ruin certain things in your floats, your rubber seals. Yeah, why hasn't anyone in America invented an ethanol generator? You know, there's one down in Brazil, there's all down throughout those countries where they heavily depend on ethanol, but nothing here in America.
It's because our gas is too cheap here. We still have cheap gas compared to everybody else.
Yeah.
And they're paying $15, $20 a gallon.
Yeah, a lot of money. Which is an ethanol generator, man, that'd be so cool. Because when you look at it, you can make ethanol from anything, from cat's tails, you know, to anything. You know,
yeah, they literally, it
rubbish.
stills literally the Swiss Army on it.
Oh, Swiss Army, you got it there. It is. If you look at what happens in Kosovo and all those places when shit hit the fan, basically the most important things, they said the top 10 things, and the top 3 of those 10 things: alcohol, lighter fluid. Isn't that amazing? Lighter fluid. And I forget the other one, salt, I think it was. But yeah, quite interesting. Alcohol's way up there. That was what paid your wage for a labour, bartering. But the big thing is there was one guy in Kosovo that had a couple of 100-gallon tanks, and he was a very smart man, an engineer, so he hooked up to where to fill a bit. So he had people coming from
all over, just
50, 60 miles away to fill up their money. Yes, a keep a lot of bits. Yeah, who knows with this government now, man? I'm telling you, they're a bunch of idiots. It's like fucking. It's like, you know what it's like. I don't have a TV, but every now and then I'm at a friend's house and I see these blockheads on the TV screen. I'm serious, man. They look like fucking. You remember that film, Attack from Mars or Mars Attacks, or you got those crazy Mars?
The alien.
I mean, you look at Pelosi and all. They look like they're from Mars. I mean, they look like an alien.
Yeah.
I mean, they're crazy.
Yeah.
No sense.
Yeah.
Well, this whole 502 thing has got a bunch
No
of
sense.
You know what I mean?
Mate, that goalpost has been moved a few times.
I mean, it's like they can't even manage the alcohol tobacco shit. Why are they going to manage this?
You know? Oh man.
They're a bunch of fuck ups too.
Oh, mate. It just drives me absolutely bananas. Man.
And they don't ask people that are doing it. They just come up and assume they know more than, you know, I mean, that's how you learn. You listen to people that have been doing it, or what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They right away, they're going to reinvent it. You know, this, you guys are done. This is what, okay.
But it was really interesting why the Liquor Control Board was doing something that's marijuana. I thought the Bureau of Land Management dealing with horticultural, you know, some of the fucking grocery around.
Yeah.
No.
Health department, somebody. I mean, what the hell's it got to do with alcohol and tobacco?
Okay, so, geez, it's like a mafia. You get into alcohol, geez, you run everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. When I heard that, man, I thought, I smell something awful right here.
And the taxes they're trying to accumulate, it's just, it's over.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yep. Okay, we're done.
That looks like almost everything.
Here we go.
That was the, yeah.
So anyway, guys, we're done.
In the
So
container.
I didn't time myself.
Oh,
But anyway, we can find out, you can go back and find out how long that took to do that. So we're just going to let it rest a little bit. And then, oh, actually, it's actually, I can run this just a little tad more. And just see, yeah, in the tube.
What still would you recommend for doing it at like large amounts of essential oil extract?
I would, a 4-inch essential oil still. It's about 1,032. It's on a 15-gallon pot. 4-inch still. You got your head, mate. That thing.
That's, you can do water
It
and
just does
alcohol.
so much, man. I mean, that's a beast, you know. It just, because you can put anything in there and it'll extract anything out of it like that. It's all vapor speed. So if you put 210,000 BTUs and some big wattage in there running 10,000 watts, so that means I've got my vapor speed running 100 feet a second.
Yeah.
And then you put that in the path of cedar tree chipping. And I mean, I'm changing my canisters every 2 minutes. And you can end up with 10, 20, 30 ounces in a 4-hour period. Pure seed oil.
It's good for
Or
everything.
whatever it may be, any tree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so simple.
And that's water.
Absolutely.
Now, is that with a butane burner then? Is that how that?
Yeah, I don't mess about, man. It's all, I just like, you know, it's, the thing is 212 is 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Am I going to take 10 minutes to take the oil off, or am I going to take 10 seconds?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 212. And you know, I talk to a lot of people that do oil. They think I'm a blockhead, but mate, you just smell the oil, smell the difference, the texture. You know, I'm not saying that you can do it with all oils. You have to find out what oils you're doing, but quicker the better. To tell the truth, I have 16,000 watts and 210,000 BTUs in a 15-gallon tank. It's fine. That steam's fine.
Yeah.
And I have a 20-foot condenser. If I'm not using it, because you have to have a shotgun.
So you would eat 4
Yeah,
or 5?
well, you got to have a
4.
shotgun. You got to have a shotgun condenser because you're throwing so much H2O out. And H2O, pulling it from 212 down to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a big dramatic change. So you're using a lot of energy to cool that down. So that's why you need at least a 270-gallon tote filled with water where you can reticulate that water. So you're not wasting it. And you keep them underground. So by the next day, the ground temperature has absorbed all the heat out of it, and it's back down at room temperature.
So what you said, these other are big squares?
Those are like 250. Those plastic tote things.
So these are very
That's all one.
Yeah, the guy down there.
And come here. Okay, I'm just catching 2 things now. I want you to taste this. This is alcohol. This is really nice. Okay, so you're going to taste that candy there. It's going to have a lemon note to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. See now, if you understand, I got that at the very end. So if you had a fractionated still that actually pulled different turbines at different stages, you can start pulling notes off. Isn't that interesting, huh?
Yeah.
With a little bit of pepper in the background, you taste there's a lot of spice in that background. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Okay, so looks like we got just about everything back, guys. Looks pretty damn good.
Close.
I didn't mark it, but okay. So let's close this off. That's done. Gone. Gone.
And as far as making ethanol, what's your skill?
Oh, okay. Ethanol. How much ethanol you want to make?
I don't know. I mean,
So basically a 2-inch still.
right.
If you set it up right on your keg and you ran like a 210,000 BTU, you could do a maximum of 2.8 to about 3.2 gallons an hour out of the 2-inch ovens. Then it's not going to come out cold because the condenser's not that long, so it's going to come out warm.
Yeah. So say you had your grade one.
Yeah. And I wouldn't want to push that all the time with the 2-inch, but a 3-inch, you can run 3 to 5 gallons pretty comfortably on a 3-inch. But that's a 6.5 foot still sitting on a 15 gallon keg, which is 8 feet, 8.5 feet.
Okay.
And then that'll do 3 to 5 gallons, and then with 4-inch, yeah.
So it just keeps going up. It
Yeah.
depends on your production.
4-inch, yeah,
How
4-inch
much time
will do.
you want to put in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll be back in 2 minutes.
So it looks like it kind of every still kind of does something different.
I mean, you can use one still for a while, but if you have rights, then it does.
Yes.
They're exciting.
I mean, the essential oil still.
We do any of the oil. So what's that? It's $800.
1,000. It's pretty cheap. 1,023. And that's water distillation.
And you just need a burner,
Yeah.
which I have.
And I think that comes with the temperature gauges and everything. And like he's saying, you can do whatever 10-foot tower and
Yeah,
all that. And you have a big 400 gallon. Like we had acres.
Yeah. So that's all I know. Or whether things get back. So what was he saying about adding the essential oils to your weed?
Yeah, so like if we were a processor and say we wanted to make vape cartridges, because he's making smokable oil, like this stuff we're going to see today, you can add to a cartridge and it's basically smokable. He's saying we can use essential oils as flavorings into our cartridges. Like lemon and peppermint.
So we'll just give it 5 minutes, we'll let it just calm down, or we'll open her up, and
So is anybody doing that now, adding essential oils into their cartridges, their vape cartridges?
Yeah, a lot of people do. They mix some PG, VG, I'm not saying everyone does, but majority, if anyone's using a hydrocarbon, they're definitely adding something. So
I mean, but with the propane glycol, is that, I don't know the actual rules on I-502, but is there a certain amount have to be a filler, or can it be a pure extract? It has to be a filler.
no, it doesn't. No, you can have a pure extract. My stuff's going out there as a pure extract. In 502.
That's cool. And do you have flavors and stuff that you're doing?
Yep. But people are preferring straight.
Pure?
Now
They want to taste the actual.
They want to taste the actual. While some people have been saying, man, the alcohol extraction pulls a different tone down.
Yeah.
People are really liking that. Some people like that hashish cannabis taste, you know?
Oh yeah, a lot of people like it.
Mhm.
Like it's,
No, than fucking sucking on a strawberry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, every time there's always a place for it, right? You know, if I'm going to be out with friends, we're going to go and watch a film or see a band, you know, we may take a vape and it smells like strawberries. You know, got scooping and piss people off, so
Right.
you know, so there are places for it.
Yeah.
But again, glycol.
No, I would never. Yeah, I think that's
I mean,
worse
some of the
than
things that they're
tobacco.
mixing in there, and then some of the flavors are coming from China. I mean, I've heard some really horror stories,
Yeah.
man, where the raspberry flavor comes from the glands of like, this is cookie stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, and they're synthesized, they're doing something with it. And
When they say natural flavors, yeah, you don't even want to know what they're.
It's really crazy, man. It really is. I mean, if anyone's putting anything in their body and that has a CH on it, the two letter words at the beginning, I would not touch it with a large ball. Then you come to try and make problems.
Yeah.
I mean, that lavender, they've got coming here and they're classing as lavender, it's poisonous. There isn't, well, it's not poisonous to your body, well, it's not putting it into your body. It's, they boil it to 350 C. It's not a bottle of poison. Yeah. Something is nothing like that. It's got no properties of healing whatsoever. It's just so stupid. Everybody reckons they're getting a deal. Oh, I'm not going to buy your lavender because...
Yeah. There's a reason.
People,
It's $10 more.
Yeah.
there's people out there in the field, but people are waking up.
Oh, they are. No,
Yeah.
you're absolutely right. And I shouldn't be so
It's
pessimistic,
more
but
of
you
their
are.
generation.
Yeah.
They're starting,
Yeah.
to figure it out.
Yeah, they are. They're definitely.
My generation, they're just like, who fucking gives a fuck?
Yeah. But
I've been doing it this long, I don't give a fuck.
Jesus Christ, jeez, I've been smoking these for fucking 40 years. Well, just put some oil in there. I don't smoke that shit. God, my wife will run off with a black man.
Exactly.
What the heck? I mean, they've really done a number on us. I tell you, they're assholes. They've done a number on me, mate. So I had to undo all my programming.
Yeah.
So it's been just a journey, man. And I used to smoke this shit as a kid, like surfing and smoking. And I grew it in Australia. And yes, Australian government, I did grow it. And boy, oh boy, man. It's too funny now. And then you're in Washington. The fear's been taken out of it. Well, the majority of the fear. Because there's still some fear out there, people doing certain extractions and they're worried about fucking being quality.
Yeah.
But at least we all don't have to hide under a tree now. Or you smoke the joint and then you're fucking wearing your Mrs. Perfume. It's too funny, huh? Oh man, that's fucking crazy. That's gonna be very. Give that a couple more minutes. It's gonna be really nice. So if you come here, you can actually smell some of the scents coming out.
Smell it from here.
You can blow that off, and you can probably smell it coming out.
It has the alcohol. It has a very distinct smell.
And there's a reason why I didn't choose a clinical for this too. So you're not funneling everything out. It's coming up, hitting the roof and the reflux and that kind of. So there's and why I'm bottlenecking certain things as well, because what you're doing is when you're restricting the flow as well, sometimes not able to go through. So I want to keep my foot in as long as I can. And then just taking the all the way to the end.
So what's a setup like this run?
Not sure.
Yes.
Look, you know what? I reckon these 3,000. I would say anywhere between, I'd say the 35s to about the 42s. Somewhere there. If anyone wants more shit on it, well, that's it. But that's not with this still. That's going to be. This style will have a 3-inch still, the bigger version will have a 4-inch still. And then, this, I don't need that, this is for the bigger still, that's plenty. To dump 2 gallons an hour is plenty. But I think making a machine that has multiple uses, I think that's what it is.
Yes, I agree.
It's got multiple uses, you're not just having one thing you're going with. That's just waste.
You can't extract essential oils with this, right?
Doing
absolute extracts?
Absolutely. My God, man.
And you're saying the absolutes are actually better than water extraction?
Absolutely. Yeah. If you got a lavender,
Right.
a Melissa, lavender, and you extracted that with alcohol, it's
It's not
nothing like something that's been stripped off with water. It's got definitely, it's a
well, like you said,
perfume,
it's
man.
grabbing everything.
Yeah,
It's grabbing things we
beautiful
didn't
perfume, man. Beautiful perfume. Absolutely.
Yeah.
you spray that on yourself, the alcohol dissipates. That synthetic.
Yeah, we use that. I like this lemon for infuse all kinds of oils.
Yeah, but when you vape, you know, 'cause I love mixing oils.
Yeah.
See, I've got a product coming out called ACO, and it has 8 different. There will be 8. There's 7 different styles of my oil, and most of them have blends of about 8 to 10 oils.
The essential oil?
Ginger, like ginger, pepper, frankincense. I do totally wild blends, man. So when you smoke it, like I just send stuff to. I'm not going to say where until I turn this off. But anyway, see you later, guys. I'm disconnecting you.
Yeah, I mean,